All right. Welcome back, folks. I'm Jake Ellenbogen. And yeah, that game just happened. The Rams lost 41-10 to the Cardinals in a game that I literally just could never have. I never saw this coming. Never. I'm not even going to pretend that I saw something like this coming. No chance. Like, I can't even believe we witnessed that, truthfully. I don't know. It was it was tough, man. It was definitely tough. I understand how anyone feeling a certain way, I get it. Totally understand it. I just yeah, I mean, if they lost the game, that would have been a little bit of a shock to me in general, but losing the way they did was just beyond a shock. I just really no words for that. It was wow. It was wow. I mean, oh man. It's hard to really believe it because people are going to blame injuries, and I get that, but I don't think it was injuries. That's the crazy thing. I don't think it was injuries. I just don't think they played well altogether. I don't think it was injuries. I don't think they played well. I think it's a lot more than just injuries. Injuries are a cop-out. Yes, Puka Nakua's out. Avila's out. Nopum's out. Darius Williams is out. But that was pathetic. That was pathetic. And you go back to the first drive of the game. You get a 41-yard return out of Blake Corum. You get 9-yard run out of Kyron Williams. And then you can't get the first down after you complete a pass to Demarcus Robinson. It looks like a pass. And then, of course, they, review it. It's overturned. Then you get the throw to Cooper Kupp. And I don't know why they didn't look it over. I mean, it kind of looked like maybe Cooper Kupp might have extended the football enough to get the first down. Either way, that was the end of the game right then and there. First drive. It just was a boat race after that. I mean, it was awful. That first drive, they go for it on fourth down. They don't get it. The Cardinals score a touchdown. The Rams 3-and-out. The Cardinals score a touchdown on the next play after 3-and-out. On one play. And then another 3-and-out. And then the Cardinals go 99 yards on 13 plays, take up 8 minutes and 31 seconds of the first quarter. And the Rams, their response is a field goal. Cardinals match them with the field goal. Rams 3-and-out. Cardinals 3-and-out. Rams turnover on downs. Today was just absolute torture, honestly. It was torture. Because at no point did you really think the Rams were going to win. And if you're like me, I mean, I have to watch the whole game. It's my job. I have to be informed. So just brutal showing, pathetic showing. It just unacceptable showing. Appreciate everyone who is playing, who's showing this video over on YouTube. Appreciate everyone who's on this, who's watching the stream over on Kick. I see you guys. Just want to let you guys know as well, this video is sponsored by Prize Picks. So right now, to try to get us, away from that bad mood, I guess, in a sense, Prize Picks, you can sign up today using my promo code JKBogan. It'll get you 10, or it'll get you 15 or $50 instantly when you sign up and play a $5 lineup. It's guaranteed. You don't even have to win. In addition to that, Caleb Williams, it'll be every single week. You'll get a freebie with Caleb Williams. Just has to go to 0.5 yards. If he gets more than 0.5 yards, then you win. Obviously, he's going to get more than 0.5 yards. It's a freebie. So sign up today. Code JKBogan, $50 off. $50 instantly when you sign up for a $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game. All right, so that is in the description. Will be in the comment section as well if you want to sign up for Prize Picks, so be sure to do that. I do find it rich how Dr. Detroit is saying lamb chops anyone when the Lions should literally be 0-2. I think, if anything, if you want to take anything away from this game, it's that maybe the Lions aren't that good. Because if the Rams aren't that good, then how does that look for the Lions today? I saw Jared Goff falling off a cliff. I mean, if we're being honest here. But regardless, with the Rams, what it comes down to is this. That was not a good showing today. It's only week 2, though. Okay? I can sit here and be upset and say a bunch of meaningless shit. But the reality is, the Rams have 15 more games. Now, let me make this very clear. Very clear. Okay? Oh, I don't care if they lost by 31 or 3. What I was told is that the Lions were going to be a Super Bowl team, and they lost today to Tampa, and they should have lost to this Rams defense that just gave up 41 to the Cardinals. So I don't think the Lions are very good. That's my point. I just think as a Lions fan, the day that your team lost, the last thing I'm doing is going on a Rams show and trying to act tough. Because I find that hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. But anyway, let's go back to the point because they're irrelevant. They've never won anything, and this is a Rams show. So anyway, the Rams, right? They lost this game. They're 0-2 on the road. They get to go home next week. It's going against the 49ers. It's going to be a tough game. But the 49ers don't look particularly great either. And furthermore, I'll say this. You know, we need to find out the deal on Cooper Kupp. That's what we need to know. Is Cooper Kupp going to be okay? I said you can go without Puka Nacua while you have Cooper Kupp, but you have to have at least one of them. You can't have both gone. So we're going to find out if this is really 2022 all over again. Thank you for the donation, Wildman Samurai. Appreciate the 5. Lawrence, appreciate you for becoming a member. All Pro, I see you. I think there was another member before I even went live here. I don't know. The chat's doing that thing again. Oh, HAV. Thank you for becoming an MVP member. Appreciate you. I wanted to point that out. Okay. All right. So let's be honest here. The Rams are getting reps to guys that normally wouldn't be getting reps. You can look at that as a negative. I look at that as a positive. I look at like Jordan Whittington getting 2 catches for 22 yards. That's going to help in his development. It's going to speed it up. Guys like that are getting reps. Blake Corum getting reps. Love you too, Vic. On the defensive side, right? You're getting plenty of reps for young guys like Desjuan Johnson. I thought he looked good at times today. Cameron Kinchins is getting reps, although he really should not have bolted on that play. Jalen McAuliffe got in there. Charles Woods got in there. We saw Josh Wallace. So you're getting reps to young players, and that's a good thing. That is a good thing. Now, with that said, this is a 41-10 ball game, so you're going to have to understand, you're going to have to bear with me. There's not going to be a ton of great things to take away. That's one of them. The other thing has nothing to do with the Rams. The 49ers lost today, and the Lions lost today. And now, do the Lions really affect the Rams that much? If they want the number 1 seed, they do. If they don't, not really. But I love seeing the Lions lose personally, so I thought it was great. Call me petty, I don't care. So there is that. So the 49ers lost. That was a big deal. Seattle won somehow. They should be 0-2. They don't look very good. They barely won against the Patriots. But here's what I look at, okay? Let me be fair here to the Rams. If this was a 21-10 deficit, are you guys as upset? I'm curious. Man of Paradox, thank you for the 5. These injuries, bad luck, are an organizational problem, conditioning, and sports medicine. By the way, I'm not walking away. I'm proud to be a Rams fan. I don't think it's organizational conditioning or sports medicine. I think they have one of the best training staffs in the league. Reggie Scott is incredible. He's done a great job. I think some of their stuff is really kind of unfortunate. I do believe in bad luck, and I think they've had some bad luck when it comes to the injury. I mean, Cooper Kupp got hurt after catching a pass and running after the catch, and he twists his ankle. So because the way the guy tackled him, I mean, that could happen at any given moment. So, you know. But anyway, let's go back to the whole thing. If the Rams lost 21-10, are you as upset as you are right now? Because truthfully, I wouldn't be. Like, I don't think it's that. It's 41-10. It looks worse than it. Like, it looks as bad as it should have been. Let's be honest here. Ahmed, thank you so much for the 2. You will get the 100 mil Spotify deal soon, Jake. Thank you. We'll see about that one. We'll see about that one. Truthfully, the score was exactly how it looked. I feel like it's very representative of what I saw. But with that said, and I made this analogy in the live stream on Bleacher Report, it's, you know, if you guys have never heard of it, Babe Ruth had this saying, yesterday's runs don't win tomorrow's game. Something to that effect. I could be butchering that. But I always said, as somebody that covers baseball as well, I always said that's not true, because yesterday's runs do affect tomorrow's game. Because if you score a lot of runs, and maybe obviously the bullpen was a little bit different back in the day with Babe Ruth, but my point, if you score a lot of runs, then you can basically empty out the opponent's bullpen and you weaken them for the next game, right? Well, what it comes down to with football is there is none of that. The Cardinals could have scored 80 as far as I'm concerned. That is not going to help them win next week against the Lions, and that's not going to hurt the Rams against the 49ers. Has no bearing on the next game. So I don't love it. I'm not sitting here like, yay, I'm so glad the team I cover, 41 points they gave up. No, I'm not at all happy about it. Not in the slightest. But what I will say is that, look, there's plenty of football left. There's 15 games. You want to hear some crazy stuff? The Raiders beat the Ravens today. The Browns, who everyone thought, you know, the season was over, they beat the Jaguars today. The Jets, who looked like the season was over after playing the 49ers, they went on the road and beat Tennessee. Minnesota beat the 49ers. No J.J. McCarthy. Rolling with Sam Darnold, who the 49ers know well. 49ers lost to the Vikings. I had them winning like 5 games. Vikings are looking good. So then you had Seattle winning an OT against New England. New Orleans dropping 44 at Jerry World and destroying the Dallas Cowboys, who people were saying were a Super Bowl contender after beating the Browns on the road. Washington barely beat the Giants. How were the Giants in that game? I was told they're the worst team in the league. Detroit, I was told that they're a Super Bowl team. They lost to Tampa Bay at Ford Field. Indy, I was told this is going to be an easy game. No, like Malik Willis is playing. No Jordan Love. This will be easy. Green Bay found a way to win. How about this? I was told Mike Tomlin doesn't win in Denver. He's never won in Denver. Well, guess what? The Pittsburgh Steelers went into Denver and they won that game 13-6. And how about Cincinnati and Kansas City? Last week, Cincinnati looked dead to right. They got bodied by the Patriots. This week, they probably should have beaten Kansas City if not for that call at the end. What am I getting at? I'll tell you. I'll tell you exactly what I'm getting at. It's a long season, a lot of different swings. The NFL season is full of mood swings, essentially. Teams are good. Teams are bad. Teams are ugly. I mean, it's not always going to be pretty. But with that said, this is not acceptable. So do not mistake what I'm saying as something where, and I've seen it before, cope, whatever. God, I hate that. But people post that all the time. This isn't coping. What it is this is, as somebody that's been covering a football team since 2016, I figured out the pattern of the league by now. You think you know everything week 1. You know nothing week 1. Week 2, you start to kind of put your own conclusions together because of week 1. And then you find out you still know nothing. The reality is the NFL, you don't know anything. Things are constantly changing. Teams are favorites until they lose their quarterback. I mean, that's the way it is. So, look, this is not good. But my point is, it can be unacceptable and be correctable at the same time. Just because you're upset does not mean that the Rams can't turn this around. It's week 2. So if you want me to get all emotional and act like the season's over, I'm not doing that. I'm not. You've come to the wrong place if you were hoping to hear me say, give up on this team, stop watching the games, this team's done. No, it's not done. We have no idea. This is all we know. The Rams are 0-2. They play the 49ers, Bears, Packers, and then they have a much-needed bye week. And then after that, they play the Raiders, the Vikings, the Seahawks, the Dolphins, the Patriots, the Eagles, the Saints, the Bills, the 49ers, the Jets, the Cardinals, and the Seahawks. That's all we know. That's all that's guaranteed. Postseason's not guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed. Just the teams that are on the schedule. It's not guaranteed that Cooper Kupp will be back. It's not guaranteed that Cooper Kupp won't be back. We have no idea. We're waiting on answers. He exited the game and he didn't return. That's what we know. We also know that this is a young defense. And I did say, I said this multiple times, when it comes to this young team, there's going to be peaks, there's going to be valleys, there's going to be growing pains, there's going to be good, there's going to be bad, there's going to be ugly. It's going to happen. Stick with the team, I'm telling you. People said I was crazy during November. Oh, do you still think they're going to win the Super Bowl? Yeah. Of course I do. Why would I not think that? Why? In 2021, when they got to November and they were losing games and people were like, are you out on this team? I'm out on this team. That's great for you. I'm not out on it. I said, it's a rough patch. They're still going to win the Super Bowl. They have Matthew Stafford. Now, personally, do I feel like they're going to win the Super Bowl? Currently, no. But that doesn't mean that they're going to be a terrible team. That's the difference. It's also probably, it's pretty much that society in a nutshell, though, because everybody has to have an immediate reaction. You have to have a knee-jerk reaction. You have to share it on the internet. You have to say down bad, or you have to say cope and all those younger words or whatever that people always throw out there. The reality of the situation is this. If you've been watching football for longer than a year, you know how this shit works. We don't need revisionist history. We know that week 2 doesn't mean that the season's over. Just because they're 0-2 doesn't mean it's over. This is incredibly annoying. It is. Don't you think I would? I mean, let's be honest here. This is the difference, as I know because I've been doing this since 2020 on this channel. Had the Rams won, the views right now are at 1,062 total, right? Concurrent views are over 500. So thank you guys for showing out. Had the Rams won, that would have been in the 1200s. I know how the game works. If the Rams win, my channel does better. If the Rams win, I get more views. If the Rams lose, I get half the views. People check out. People go and watch the Dodgers. People go and watch the Lakers. People stop watching entirely. Entirely. And do you know why? Because the Rams are not an established fan base yet. It's going to take a long time, folks. It's a fractured fan base. They started in Cleveland. They went to LA. Then they go to St. Louis. Then they come back to LA. You lost a lot of fans when you moved from LA. You lost all your fans when you moved from Cleveland, but that was years ago, so no one cares. But the point is, you lost a lot of fans from LA. A lot stayed, but a lot left. So you lost those fans. Then you go to St. Louis, and then you leave St. Louis, and you had half of those fans rooting for the Patriots in the Super Bowl. So that's the problem. So you have to develop, you have to build a fan base. You have to have a sustained fan base. The Rams don't have that yet, and that's okay. People clown them, but it's like the 49ers have been in San Francisco the whole time, right? So it's not a shock that they had the success that they do. They've been in California. When the Rams were gone, the 49ers were still in California. It's the same thing with the Raiders. They may have been in Oakland. They were in California for a while. So the Rams still have catching up to do. So yes, I am well aware that when the Rams lose, it's going to hurt the audience. Because with the Yankees, I can tell you from a Yankees show, it's quite the opposite. When they lose, when the Yankees lose, it's like people are more interested in the Yankees. Like misery loves company almost. But the point I'm making here is, yes, I know people think that they see right through me because they'll say, Jake, this is how you make your money. You need us to stay tuned in. So of course you're going to gas up the Rams. I already saw that in the comment section, something to that effect. I'm telling you right now, it's week 2. They're 0-2, and they have 15 more games to go. And injuries suck, but nobody's been ruled out for the year. I'm also telling you that I will never come on here and say anything I don't believe in. Because if you actually knew me, if you know me personally, I will never come on here and lie. I will never come on here and lie to your face. I'll tell you exactly how I feel. Why do you think I've had people mad at me for my opinions? When I had an issue with Ernest Jones or trading away Robert Woods or trading away Jalen Ramsey. Like, why do you think that was the case? So, you know, I just don't, if you're like, and that's the thing, not everybody in the comment section is doing that, but it's just this kind of, like, people want me to tell you, to give you the okay to give up on the season, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not. Because I'm not giving up on the season. Why would I give up on the season? There's 15 more games. Like, people who give up on the season, they wonder why they can't win a fantasy football league. It's because you drop one player after week 1 who you draft in the top 5 rounds to pick up that one guy who went off week 1 that no one knows about. Then he doesn't do anything the whole year. You just gave away a top 5 round player. And it's like, this is what I'm talking about, this overreactionary thing. I get it with baseball. Totally understand with baseball. There are 162 games. How else are you going to make it through the season without being overreactionary? Reacting to every little thing. Football, I don't get it. I don't understand it. We'll never understand it. And as you know on this channel, I'll always admit when I'm wrong. And I said in the last video, because I went based on the tape, I said Christian Roseboom and Troy Reeder might be legit linebackers. And today they played very poorly. I can admit that. So, yeah, guys, I understand. I totally get it why people are going to be upset. I'm just not calling this the end of the world. I'm not saying that this team is done, because they're not. It's 0-2. They're 0-2. They're last in the division. We're aware of that. They're the only team with no win in the NFC West, and that hurts. I'm not going to sit here and act like that doesn't hurt to say. But, man, wouldn't a win against the 49ers next week change a lot of things? Wouldn't you feel a little bit better? That's all you should be focusing on. I mean, you know? See, this is the thing. You need to be honest and stop lying. We suck. Yeah, I mean, if you wanted me to be an NPC or a casual fan, then yeah, I'd say we suck. We're bad. We're trash. We got clapped. You don't tune in for that. Because if you were tuning in for that, then you'd probably be on TikTok or something. I don't know. Like, I owe it to you guys. If you're going to give your time on Sunday nights, to listen to this, I'm going to have to give you actual analysis, not the whole, yeah, yo, bro, they're trash, bro. Bro, I could stop the run better than they could. Like, no, you're never going to get that content through me, ever. But, yeah, I mean, the game sucked. It wasn't fun. Combine this with watching the Jayhawks, and I don't even want to watch football ever again. I obviously will, but that's an overreaction. But yeah, the thing that bothered me about today wasn't necessarily that the score, wasn't that they couldn't score points. Sometimes things don't go your way. I get that. Sometimes things don't go your way. It happens. It's frustrating, but it happens. But the lack of heart after watching week 1 was really frustrating for me personally. Like, I expected more. I expected more desire, and I just didn't see that. And I hate calling out players. I'm a big fan of a lot of them, but that was pathetic. The tackling was pathetic. It was just all around just really disappointing, disheartening. And after, it's like, all right, I'll take the loss last week, knowing you gave it your all. I can build off that. I feel good about it. And then this whole week is just like, yeah. And a lot of people, I mean, myself, obviously, my career is based around all of this. So, I work all week, and then this is also working, technically. I enjoy watching Rams football, but it's also work after the fact. But, to the average person out there, to the regular person out there, whatever, you guys have been waiting all week for this. This is your escape from work and school and all that. Like, this sucks. I get it. You waited all week, and this is what happened. So, yeah, just really disappointing. And I think that's the thing that really sticks with me the most, bothers me the most. It's that the lack of heart. I expected better, for sure. Jay Dabner, thank you for the 5. Is it possible that Sean McVay needs to mix up his play calling? Buda Baker was reading all of our offensive cues. Very well could be. Very well could be. Makes a lot of sense. Seems like when others do screens, guys are wide open. When the Rams do screens, guys are right there, punching them right in the mouth. It's frustrating. Definitely frustrating. Chef Black 703, thank you for the 2. Blake Corum is a monster and needs to be utilized. I definitely wouldn't mind seeing Blake Corum utilized a little bit better. I was really disappointed in Warren McClendon Jr. That's been one of my guys, and I'll admit, I mean, I don't want to say I was wrong as if like his career's already been defined and everything based on this, because it hasn't. But he looked really bad today. I'm not even going to sugarcoat that. A copy and paste offense. I kind of get what you're saying. I think that makes sense. Chach, appreciate you. I'm going through the comments right now. Yeah, it was Harleytron over on Kick. It was a good game for the first 2 minutes. I mean, that's kind of the gist of it. At one point, it was a good game at the beginning. Just, man. Yeah, it's upsetting. But, like, again, the thing that upsets me, or I don't want to say upsets me. I'll live without it, whatever. But the idea that you're just going to say the season's over in week 2. I don't care who you are as a team. I don't care what the numbers are. Only 9% of teams make the playoffs when they're down 0-2 to start the year. Okay. Well, think about that data. Take that data, the 0-2 data, and remind yourself this is going back a long ways. They have since expanded the playoffs. 0-2 was a death sentence when you had 4 teams. 0-2 was a death sentence when you had 6 teams. Now that you have 7 teams, 0-2 isn't a death sentence. It's not a great start. They can bounce back. ESG, I'm aware 90% sounds like a death sentence, but the reality is, and I'll be honest here, the reality is 90% is flawed because it's data based on the fact that, you know, back when they only had 4 teams and they only had 6 teams. They've only had 7 teams in a season, like for the playoffs, 7 teams in the playoffs in each conference. That's new. That started in what, 2020? I think it was 2020. So, I mean, hasn't been around long enough for us to really even, you know, count that. So, yeah, it's flawed. Based on the way it is today, that whole 90%, it doesn't really mean much. No one is denying that today the Rams didn't get smoked. I'm denying that the season's over. Gene, thank you for the 2. True Rams fans know this story is not over yet. Exactly. Exactly. It's not over. It's absolutely not over. I want to see better play out of veterans, though. I want to see more heart. I want to see more imaginative play calling. I mean, I want to see better blocking up front. I thought this offensive line was going to block better. Kyron Williams couldn't run anywhere. Nowhere was available. You have the fantasy football analysts that are like, Blake Corum averaged more yards per carry. Yeah, that's great. Blake Corum was running in garbage time. No one cares. I like Blake Corum, but let's not try to, you know, make something that it isn't, right? Anyway, we're going to get to call-ins. I'm going to wrap up the show after the call-ins. So those are my thoughts. I'll say, you know, in kind of wrapping this up before we bring people on, I'm going to say this. Rams, first off, season's not over. Second, reinforcements are going to be great. Third, early bye is going to be great. Fourth, they need a Kella Witherspoon yesterday. And yeah, that's what I'll leave it at. Next week, will the Rams beat the 49ers? I don't know. Will they? I honestly have no idea. I need to know how Cooper Kupp does with all this. It's yeah. Really, I'm not sure about all that. So we'll see. We'll see how Cooper Kupp's injury goes, where it goes, whatever, and you know, that'll be that. But frustrating. Still don't have a win on the year. You're going into week 3 with no win on the year. Incredibly frustrating. Could be 0-3. You're absolutely right. But who knows? We're going to find out. Let's see if this works. This should work. I mean, it worked last time. It just took a little bit, but let's see. All right, so that appears to be working. We'll put that up there. All right. Good Lord. Frustrating, man. I get being disgusted. Trust me, I totally understand that. Agreed, Brad. Thank you so much for the 2. Absolutely agreed. This is why I thought Witherspoon made more sense than White on the boundary anyway. White is getting picked apart on the boundary, should be playing inside. If he can't play inside, then he shouldn't be playing. But anyway, let's, yeah. let's get these call-ins going. All right, so with this, I'm going to do, let's see here. I'm going to do 2 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna do 2.5 minutes for each person, so we can try and get everybody in, because I know people are gonna want to get in. So yeah, we're gonna do 2.5 minutes per person, and you just talk. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything. You just talk. I just want to hear your thoughts on the game and moving forward. Okay, cool. Let's do that. All right. HAV, how's it going? Hey, yeah, I guess the audio isn't working for some reason. Let me try 1 second. Try that. Can you talk for me? Okay, I can hear you, but yeah, I can hear you. I just can't. Huh. Yeah, it's not putting you out onto the stream for whatever reason. So I'm trying to figure that out right now. How's it going, man? Oh, nice. Yeah, I won't keep you too long. Yeah, let's see here. I mean, that should be doing it. I don't know what's... Discord. There we go.
Working?
Yes. All right. Welcome in. I'm just going to let you give your thoughts on the game and moving forward where you are on this Rams team.
Okay. Okay, let's take Detroit into account. So that was an inspiring heartbreak. This was a depressing heartbreak. This was I don't know. I mean, like you said, I was talking to Falco and Jack about it. We're all just trying to keep our and Omar, and we're all just trying to keep our like spirit up on this team and everything. It's week 2. We have a whole season ahead of us. It's just obviously the whole 2022 thing scares everyone. It's like the injury bug is getting us bad. The team's good. We have stuff figured out. It's just we have a lot of talent. It's just defense is young. We have a bunch of injuries, and honestly, a lot of me just wants to wonder like why were they able to shut us down like that? I've never seen Arizona shut down our run game like that ever. So it's like, did they figure us out? Did the team just like, were they looking forward to San Francisco? Were they overlooking it? Like, were they like, I don't really, but like, there's a lot of questions I have. I feel like the best thing for me to like say overall is I just feel confused because this team last week was a completely different team than this week. Like it's like pretty much the same guys that finished out that game, and they performed completely different from the way they finished Detroit. So my biggest question is like, what happened? And it kind of feels almost like it was a momentum thing. And one thing that Jack pointed out, he's like, hey, that non-touchdown from Marvin Harrison Jr. at the beginning kind of started to set things off, and then the 4th down that Cooper Kupp converted that they didn't give to us. A little bit, it kind of reminded me of Dallas last year, where it was like, okay, a couple calls that spun the momentum in the wrong direction, and then it's like we almost kind of gave it away. So I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. It's funny that the not touchdown, that was so ridiculous. I can't even believe they ruled that.
That was there was no possession of that at all. It's like they wanted him to get that touchdown so bad. They just wanted to say Marvin Harrison got his first touchdown.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
I mean,
crazy.
I don't know. I mean, I'm going to the game next week, so I'm just part of me is like, oh, please, please, just everything's upside down. You got San Francisco losing, you got the Lions losing, you got the Ravens losing. Shit, I mean, at this point, we got to beat the Niners because no one's expecting that. So
Yeah.
I'm crossing my fingers here. I hope we're competitive because I don't want to have to deal with drunk Niner fans being assholes at SoFi. So
I do not blame you there, but
yeah,
no, I appreciate you coming on. Do you have any
yeah.
final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Let's just try to be as positive as we can, guys. I mean, 2022 sucked, but like I was going to school in NorCal at the time, and I still wore my Rams hats and shirts on Sunday when we got our asses kicked because somebody's got to stand up for this fan base. So let's do it.
Yeah, I like this sentiment. We'll see what happens next week.
Oh.
And
Awesome.
appreciate you, man.
All right. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right. You have a good one.
You too. All right. So let's see what we got here. I'm just trying to make sure everybody who is a priority call-in gets their shot first. Everyone will get a shot, but I just want to make sure those people get first. In the Discord, I hope everybody has the same name. It kind of gets a little difficult to follow that. I'm looking right now. Let's see. So we got, I know P Train is one of them. And I knew HAV was. And yeah. Okay, so P Train is up next. P Train, you got 2 minutes and 30 seconds to talk your head off about the Rams loss and what it means for their future.
Oh gosh, where to begin? Tre'Davious White is the first one I want to bitch about because good God, I think he gave up 3 touchdowns today and he gave up 1 last week. And he's supposed to be this great DB, and yet he's given up about 3 or 4 touchdowns in 2 games. That's absolutely horrible. Point number 2, our linebackers, Reeder and Hummel, need to be out of there and put in, Roseboom. Get him out of there and put Hummel and Spates in there. I've always liked I forgot his name, the linebacker I just mentioned, not Spates, but the other one. I liked him.
Neil?
We got right now we got Reeder and Roseboom in there. Jake Hummel I think is the one.
Oh, okay.
I want him in there. I think he's a lot better. Reeder has never been good. I don't know why we brought him back. O-line, we got a lot of our starters in there today, most of them anyways, but we still are not blocking. I don't know if that's a scheme thing or what's going on. And I'm just like, this is absolutely horrible. And I kind of thought that we might lose this game to Arizona, but not this bad, just only because everybody's been hyping up how much we own the Cardinals the last 10 years or so. And I'm like, yeah, we might be due for one. And man, they handed it to us.
Yeah.
And the whole season seems to be topsy-turvy. I mean, you got teams like the Ravens. The Ravens are 0-2. The Vikings are 2-0. What the hell is going on with the season? and the Vikings beating the 49ers, okay? So then why can't we do that next week when they don't have Christian McCaffrey? Because if the Vikings do it and we can't, what the hell does that say about our team? And it's just, and I agree with you earlier. I don't think it's a lot about injuries. I think we're just not executing, and it might be the schemes. It might be the players not executing. I don't know. But I had to turn the game off about after that 3rd touchdown that White gave up to Higgins, because I just recently had cancer surgery, so my whole top of my head is opened up like a football. and my head looks like laces the way they stitched me back up.
Oh
And
man.
I was told to keep my blood pressure down so I couldn't get angry and stuff. So I had to turn the game off because I was exploding.
Oh yeah. No, definitely. If you you got to keep your blood pressure down, you definitely don't want to be watching that.
Yeah, it was bad. But we need to get those linebackers out of there. At least mix them up, do something. Get Hummel in there. I love the way he played in preseason. He's a tackling machine. His open field tackling is awesome. Reader cannot cover anybody, and it's just we're getting burned in there. So yeah, and I'm not happy with Tre'Davious White giving up 3 or 4 TDs in 2 games, and he was supposed to be this great guy, great DB, going to help us out, and it's not working.
No, I'm with you, but I appreciate you calling in, P-Tran. It's good talking with you.
Yes, sir. Certainly good talking with you, Jake. Appreciate all the work you do.
I appreciate you. You take care.
Yes, sir. Thank you. All right. Yes, sir. You too.
All right. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. So, yeah, to add on to what P-Train was saying, look, I'm kind of over this whole... people told me that Tre'Davious White was way better than what we had last year, and I just could not disagree more. I think what people forget is that Tre'Davious White is coming off a torn Achilles. So he's being asked to be the alpha male right now without a Darius Williams on the other side. And I just think Kobe Durant is just a better corner, personally. I think people see the big name of Tre'Davious White, they get excited, but the reality is it's okay to admit Tre'Davious White is not the same player, guys. He's not the same player. He's coming off a major injury. By the way, second major injury of his career. And it's just, I think it's okay to admit that. I mean, people may not want to admit that, but that's the way it is. So I think as frustrating as that can be, I think that's, they're going to have to figure it out. I think he can only play inside. I mean, I didn't think Tre'Davious White was terrible, but I think he's way better on the inside. So, yeah, Dino Boy is trying to get in. By the way, appreciate you becoming a member. If you're trying to get in, the Discord community server link is pinned in the chat. So that you're going to want to hit that link if you want to call in. All right. Now, I think I got every priority person. I'm pretty sure. So let's go with Exotic Soy Sauce, because I saw Exotic was the first one in here. Like, even before I went live. What's up, Exotic?
What's up?
Long time no talk. How are you doing?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
What'd you think about the game? Good. And, what do you think about the Rams moving forward?
I think as we all are thinking about the game, very disappointing, very hard to watch. Team came out flat. That's all you can really say. Came out flat. Went for it on 4th down the first drive. Incomplete. Defense came out there. Looked like, I don't know how to describe it, but they look really bad. I don't think it's the end of the season, but I do think it's a lot of like a wake-up call to the team, and it really they really got to lock in or something. I don't know. But, man, bad performance all around. Offense couldn't get it going. Defense couldn't stop. And got faith for next week. Hopefully Cooper Kupp's okay. But, yeah, it's really my thoughts. I don't really know how to – I think Troy Reader is pretty bad at football. I think you overestimated him last week a little bit. Hyped him up a little too much. But – that's really it.
It's definitely possible I did.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah,
Nothing I mean, crazy.
I got really excited on when I was watching on tape, I thought it was kind of gold. I thought that the Rams played a great offense, very tough for their first ever game together, very new, no Aaron Donald, all of that. And what I saw today was not that same defense that I watched on All 22 with you guys. So, Yeah, I feel like I was bamboozled.
Just a little bit, you know. I think a lot of that was we weren't able to the D line, you know, great pressure, but Kyler's factor in preparation, I don't think they really knew how to handle Kyler in the pocket and be able to contain him. And then once he gets out, Trey White, you know, a bunch of plays getting burnt because he like bites down on it. You know, overall execution, it was poor. I don't think I think a little bit of it's coaching, but I don't think it's really like a problem. I don't think we should be like, oh, get rid of Chris Shula yet or whatever. I think a lot of it was execution was very bad, and you just need to look forward. You got to look at the negatives, figure out what you did wrong, you know, go through practice, do better, and go next week at the Niners. Got to go for the throat, man.
No, I'm with you, and I appreciate you calling in, man. It was nice talking with you, and I'll probably see you around soon.
Yep, much love, everybody. Hope everybody has a great night. Enjoy the games. Don't let this game bring you down, and keep living.
Love that. Great words from Exotic.
All right, much love, everybody.
All right, take care.
Yep, you too.
All right. And we got, I think Falco was second, so do Falco. What's up, man?
Oh, hey, Jake. What up? That game.
Yeah,
that game was something.
You probably heard, so I'll just let you have the floor. What are your thoughts on the game, and what are your thoughts on the Rams for the rest of the year?
Thoughts on the game? Well, what is there to talk about other than we just came out flat on all three sides of the ball? Like, the hurt we had last week didn't transition over to this. It just didn't. Like, and I get at the beginning of the game we lost pretty much all the momentum, not only because of the failed fourth down conversion, which might have looked like Cup got that conversion, but they didn't call it. And then we lost momentum even more by Arizona scoring that quick first touchdown, which shouldn't have even been a touchdown. But whatever. So at that point, we just lost all momentum and everything fell apart. But I don't think this is the end of the season. I think this is more of a wake-up call for the Rams. I think we overlooked Arizona for San Francisco. I think that we just need to play better. Like, that's it. And also, I want to start Bates and Hummel against San Francisco.
Yeah.
Because I think that Reader and Roseboom, while looking okay against Detroit, they absolutely floundered against Arizona. And I want to have that, at least see what Hummel and Spates can do.
No, that's definitely fair. I hear you on that. I agree with you. I think they have to make some changes. That defense, you can't go into next week losing 41-10 as a defense and be exactly the same. So, you know, even if, you know, Akello would be better off with 2 weeks, I think they need to bring him back next week if they can.
You have to bring back Akello next week. Like, I get that Trey White was coming off of 2 potentially career-ending injuries, but you have to start him over Trey White. You just have to.
Oh, yeah. No, I agree. I 100% agree. Do you have any final thoughts, man, before I let you go?
Final thoughts? Not really, other than I hope we bounce back and win our first game next week against San Francisco, which also, actually, I do have a couple final thoughts, if you don't mind. The league seems to be all topsy-turvy right now. Like, a bunch of the good teams we expect to be good, like the Ravens, Cincinnati, are 0-2, yet teams like Seattle are 2-0. The Saints look like the best team we have ever seen. So, things are weird in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
No, I get that. It's a weird time for sure, but appreciate you coming in, and you know, hopefully we're talking about a Rams win next time.
I hope so too,
week.
Man. Yeah, see you later, Jake.
All right, man. Take it easy.
You too.
Let's see. The Mandalorian 27. I haven't seen you in a minute.
Jake, my friend, can you hear me?
Yes. How we doing? Good to hear from you.
I'm doing good, man. Yeah, good to hear from you as well and getting this conversation. I know we're talking losing football, but dang it, man. Freaking dang it.
I hear you, man.
I know. And you know what's really disappointing about this loss, though, my friend, is, and all Ramley out there, it's more that the trenches, both sides of the ball, just got their asses kicked. And that's just, when that happens, and you hear it all the time, you hear all the analysts on TV, you hear your high school coach, you hear your Pop Warner coach if you ever played, you hear everyone talk about win the line of scrimmage, and you set yourself up to win the game, right? Well, we lost it on both sides of the ball, embarrassingly bad, and then you end up with this blowout loss like we just watched today, right?
Yeah.
So the whole front seven of the defense was just awful. I mean, Bobby Brown, bad game, 2 games in a row, in my opinion. Obviously, the inside linebackers, a lot of people have negative thoughts on that group for a while now. They didn't play well. Braden Fisk, I thought, had a bad game. Jared Verse got a lot of pressure, but he just couldn't wrap up Kyler Murray. And I know Kobe Turner had a potential sack. He couldn't wrap him up. So did Braden. Byron. I mean, just the whole front seven as a whole was just not good. And then, man, oh, man, I feel for Warren McClendon Jr. I know he's a backup. I know he's second, third string, whatever you want to call him. But, man, he was awful today, and that's just unfortunate. And then even our starters, Jake, Havenstein, I don't think played well. Jonah Jackson and Dotson are 2 of the highest-paid guards in the NFL. They didn't play well. Bolam is a rookie. He wasn't awful. And, again, I'll watch the film, but it wasn't good. And it's just like, what happened? And it's just crazy. And I think, Jake, now with Cooper Kupp possibly not going to play this week and maybe be injured long-term, I hope not, but just injuries history is not good. I really think the Rams, to be able to win games and put up points on the board, or just have a chance to win games, I should say, they have to get out of this 11 personnel only offense. They have to. Could they still run in and do a lot of 3 wide receiver, 1 tight end stuff? Sure. But they have to mix it up now, because you can't use DeMarcus Robinson or Tyler Johnson and them as, pseudo fullbacks like you would with Puka. They just can't do it. And I think you have to implement more linemen, do some more jumbo when everyone's back. You have to implement more tight end stuff. I know Davis Allen was hurt, so hopefully him or Hunter Long could fill in. You have to implement a fullback, and you have to morph into a run-first gap scheme offense and a play-action pass offense. Because if it turns out like it was today and even last game where it's like, all right, drop back, passing game, Matthew Stafford, save us mode, we're not going to win much ball games as long as everyone's hurt, right, Jake? I mean, do you disagree with that? They have to morph into a run-first, play-action pass, multiple formation offense. So they have no shot beating the 49ers, Packers defense, or even Raiders defense has been playing pretty good too. Or the Bears defense as well, man. We have tough matchups in the next 4 to 5 games, and I think they have to morph into that, my friend. How do you feel about that? Shoot.
No, I absolutely agree, Ian. I absolutely agree. I don't think they have a choice. And I think we've always said this about Sean McVay. We've always said this during, his seasons and what have you. And, it's always kind of the same thing is they get really,
I know, it's crazy.
They get really pass heavy and they, abandon the run. What I find really bizarre is it almost seems like regardless if it was Sean McVay's best year or his worst year, he always has to find himself making tons of adjustments. It's almost like going into the season, the plan that they had, it either goes really well at the beginning and goes sour in the middle of it, and then they have to kind of figure it out towards the end, or it goes really sour at the beginning, and then they almost have to like reinvent their offense near the end of the year. It is concerning. It is weird. I love the way you said that. Very articulate as always. Love talking with you. And I just want to give you a shout out because I don't know. See, you never bring it up, but I will say you're doing a podcast, LA Rams Up podcast, right?
Yeah, I'm part of the Rams Up. I guess podcast network. I guess you could say. So if anyone out there, you can YouTube Rams Up on YouTube, same as you're watching Jake here, and you can find that. I do a roundtable episode. I'm starting to get into the film breakdown, so that little series is called Orchestrated Rams. And I did one for the Lions game. I'll definitely do one for this Cardinals game and every week going forward. And hey, man, it's always good to just crank out content for our Ramley. You know, no matter who it is, I'm always supporting everybody. And I don't know. Hey, we like talking ball, right, Jake? Shoot, dude.
Of course, man. I actually just put your link in the chat, so hopefully people go.
Good looking.
Yeah, I hope people go and they subscribe to that. You know.
Yeah, so it's me. Mark runs the channel. He has probably the most videos he cranks out, and then Paul joins us. So it's I only show my face in some reaction stuff, the roundtable episodes where we kind of do the 24-hour. Okay, let it soak in. Let's talk about what really happened, and then we look forward to the future game. And then I do the orchestrated Rams episodes where it's breaking down film. So check it out. Videos all the time, everybody. If you're interested in some more Rams content, I know Jake, Rams Brothers. We got tons of other people I'm just blanking on right now, and I appreciate that shout out, Jake. But
of course,
woo, baby. I mean, I hope they run that damn football. And let me say this too, everybody. What the hell are we taking Blake Corum for in the 3rd round if he's not going to get any valuable snaps? And I know it's only week 2, but man, oh man, why is he not in the field? And you know what's even more frustrating about that, everybody and Jake? You see that opening kickoff where he looks explosive, tough, good vision, and we're like, oh, look at that. No wonder why he's on kickoff, right? Even though everyone was kind of freaking out about it earlier, a couple months ago, or a month ago, I should say. But he gets no opportunities. Maybe he would be the difference to be able to break a run or break a tackle or juke somebody out and get some extra right. Who knows? I love Kyron. He's an all-pro running back. I think he's great. He hasn't had a lot to work with finding running lanes. But when it's this bad multiple weeks in a row, you got to at least trot out the guy you spend a serious draft pick on, right? I mean, golly.
No, I agree. Absolutely agree. It's tough because I think he's good, and I like Corum.
Me too.
But, I mean, at some point or another, you have to look at it, and this is my issue when they traded up for Jared Goff, and they didn't draft Carson Wentz. I said, look, they're drafting a guy that's not ready. So that means a 1st-round pick won't be on the field, a 2nd-round pick won't be on the field, 2 third-round picks won't be on the field. That's what that means. So that's how I look at it. Well, when you draft a Blake Corum, it's very similar because essentially you're drafting a guy who you're saying right now he didn't come along the way we thought he was going to, when it comes to the way that they were talking about him in training camp, right?
Yeah,
so
I know.
That's concerning that he's seen 8 carries in 2 games, the way they were talking about him. So, yeah, I mean, they can change that, but to your point, don't go and just get somebody if you don't have a plan for them. I mean,
I know.
That's a cornerback off the roster right there. That's they could have easily drafted one of the corners. They could have drafted
absolutely
a linebacker. I mean, there's so many different things that you could look at, wide receiver even. Not that they need it, but you know what I mean? It's always that's how I look at it. So I like that you said that. I like that you brought that up. I appreciate you calling in, man, and I look forward to talking with you hopefully next week after a win.
Oh, gosh, I hope so. But remember, everybody, we don't switch to a smash mouth play action team. We got no shot to beat the 49ers. I mean, we got to see our old friend Leonard Floyd, all-pro Hargrave, all-pro Bosa, Fred Warner's all-world. I mean, we can be in for a long day. But if McVay runs more pistol, let's get downhill. We got a chance, and hopefully we have something good to talk about, my friend.
Absolutely, man. Well, you take care of yourself and be well, and I'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. Keep cranking out the good content, everybody, and take a deep breath, family. We'll be okay, hopefully.
All right, man. Take it easy.
All right, peace.
All right. Love talking with Ian. If you guys haven't already, definitely be sure to subscribe to this channel, but also be sure to subscribe to Ian's channel, LA Rams Up. We've gotten him 15 subscribers since I put that link out there, so definitely check out that link. Appreciate everyone. Success, not success, supporting. I don't even know why I said success. Supporting his channel. Love it. Mr. Midrange, thank you so much for becoming a member. Appreciate you as well. All right. We got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 7 people in the waiting room. So let's give this a whirl here with L Pineapples. How's it going? L Pineapples.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going great. Wait, hold on. My audio's kind of messed up.
That sounds fun.
It's like, what the? It's like I can only hear you if you're not on speaker.
Oh, that's weird. Well, I mean, I'll make it easy for you. All right. I'm just going to ask you straight up. I'll give you 2.5 minutes. What are your thoughts on this game? And what are your thoughts on the rest of the year for the Rams?
So, for this game, it was really hard to watch. Like, for me personally, from like the get-go, I just felt like the energy was super off. Everybody looked slow, like kind of very low on juice, on passion, stuff like that. Like compared to last week, the defense was everywhere. They were flying around, making tackles, making plays on the ball. I mean, like last week is everything you wanted from the defense. And obviously towards the end, towards overtime, they were super gassed. Obviously it's week 1. First week of the season. Offense on the other hand, not very happy with the offense. Warren McClendon looked very subpar. Would think he would have a better week against, like you said, a pass rush with a 3.5 pressure rate, right? I mean, you'd want better. And Stafford, I mean, he looked a little weird today. I think the broadcasters also called it out. Like he looked a little slow, like gimpy. Could be the ankle from last week. I don't know, but he looked very just slow in general. Not really confident at all either. That's about it.
Yeah, no, there was something off about Stafford's demeanor today. I don't know what it was, but yeah, there definitely was something off. And I mean, I think the Cooper Kupp injury definitely probably sucked the life out of them, if I'm being honest. But just regardless, I just don't think they didn't show up. All 3 phases of the ball, they just did not show up.
Yeah, zero energy throughout all three parts of the team. Like, it's just not what I wanted to see coming in this week. Like, I would have expected them to, have some fire in their eye, right? Come out and put the beat down on the Cardinals, but it's the NFL. Sometimes stuff doesn't go your way. You just gotta keep pushing through the season. We got 15 more games left. I'm confident. We're still making playoffs. I'm very confident in that. But Super Bowl wise, I just gotta see more, really.
I hear you. Well, I appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Be sure to call in next week, and hopefully we're talking about a win.
Of course. Hope so.
All right. Take it easy, L Pineapples.
Yeah, you too, man.
All right. So we got, let's see. Yeah, anyone trying to call in, because it's not actually, I know it says call in, but there's no actually calling. There's no dial or anything. Just go into the waiting room in the Discord. If you're wondering where the Discord is, the link is in the description, pinned in the chat. Okay? Oh, okay. Good Lord. Choking over my words. So if you're in the Discord, just head to the waiting room. If you're not in the Discord, go in the chat, then go to the waiting room. All right. Glad I got that out of the way. Now we move on here. I'm going to go with Rusty. Rusty, you there? Man. All right. Rusty, All right, I'm gonna put you back in the waiting room. Jack, what's up?
Yo, you hear me?
I hear you. So what were your
Okay.
thoughts on the game, and what were your thoughts on the? What are your thoughts now on the rest of the year?
I mean, I think people said it earlier. I think that the things kind of started to go really, really wrong when the calls didn't go our way. I find it pretty stupid that the NFL is gonna like go around promoting Marvin Harrison Jr.'s first touchdown, and it wasn't even a legal catch in bounds.
Oh, I know.
Like seriously, I don't know how you can show that highlight to anyone who knows anything about this sport. Nobody's gonna look at that thing and then say with a straight face he caught it in bounds.
Yeah, it
Nobody.
was wild.
And as soon as that happens, all the momentum just goes away. And yeah, I don't know. Like you said, I think they just kind of quit. And that was pretty disappointing to see after what they did in Detroit. They showed so much heart in Detroit. They felt like they should have been able to win that game. And today they just didn't show any fight. They fell apart quickly, and injuries became a factor again. And it's like, okay, well, there's not really a chance they're winning this game. So now it's kind of a matter of how healthy are they going to be next week? How's Cooper Kupp going to be? I will say it if there's any positive whatsoever, is that we get Alaric Jackson back next week from suspension. So that's going to help the O-line. But Lord knows that O-line needs a lot of help because they're hurt, obviously, but they just didn't play as well as they probably could have. I'm pretty disappointed by what I saw out of Warren McClendon. I'm sure everyone else has said that, though. So
Yeah,
I'm not giving up after week 2, like you said, and hopefully they're able to right the ship. It would be pretty funny if they somehow managed to turn things around and beat the Niners. But yeah, that sucked. We're all just kind of going through the this is a Rams group therapy session at this point, but yeah,
it always is.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully they turn it around. I'm not gonna give up on the season as a whole, but the injuries are pretty disheartening to say the least.
Nah, I get
That's
it.
what's the one thing I've been saying is like if they stay healthy, they're gonna make a run this year, and they're not staying healthy. So I don't know. You just kind of gotta put your head down and get back to work on the practice field next week. Hopefully Blake Corum gets more touches, and yeah, just gotta hope for the best. That's all we can do as fans.
No, I hear you, Jack. I appreciate you calling in. Great hearing from you. And oh yeah, did you see the videos for the Starset show?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
It sounded fun. I wish I could
Next
been there
time
in
they're
person,
around
but-
you, you're gonna need to go see them.
Yeah. I am going to something music related next weekend, so that'll be fun.
Oh, cool. Not like Starset though.
Yeah, no, not Starset, but it
Oh,
would be
man.
fun to see Starset in person.
Oh yeah.
All right,
man.
I'll get out of here.
Well, I hopefully we're talking after a Rams win over the 49ers next week.
Absolutely, hope so. That would make this all worth it.
Yes. All right, man.
All right, catch you later.
Let's see. Rusty, what's up?
Sorry about that. My mic wasn't working.
You're fine. You're very low though. I can't really hear you that well.
No, don't worry about it. The simplest way I could put it is just that we got our ass kicked. We got our ass handed to us. We looked terrible in that set to the field. I mean, we kind of feel bad for Orens. Like, come return, that was so exciting just for us to shut the bed with our offense. And it was kind of awkward seeing the good goalie for first downs, and we just didn't execute. And that's the thing. We're playing with a really bad offensive line, and he's going down, or going for it and fourth. And then we have the good old line, he doesn't do that. So it's kind of ass backwards, but very disappointed in McClendon. I was really happy that he played a little well last week, but he played a complete dog shit today. And as you say, he's naturally a right tackle, but playing left tackle. And yeah, kind of McVay dropped the ball in that one because we couldn't play Ty and Seki or the other guy we got. And hoping Larry Jackson can fix all their issues, but that was kind of stupid on his part for getting suspended. So hopefully he steps up because we could see that. I don't know what he's seeing watching the game, saying like oh, shit, they really need me. Probably if I was right there, we probably would have scored more. Probably would have opened that lane for Cardinals. Overall, the defense was terrible. And then I'm a big Trey White fan. Watching him in Buffalo, how good he was, and then just for him to like, completely shit the bed and against Marvin Harrison of all things, and just for him to get beat 3 times, the D line looked non-existent at times. They got there, but they weren't finished. The linebackers were all over the place. Most of the time, I saw Reed or Ray in the line of scrimmage, and they would just the corners against the line would just easily just fight them across, like just run them over. And yeah, that's the thing that pissed me off. But also, that's the miscommunication in the secondary was like really bad. And Trey doing as a veteran, him doing that stupid thing where he sees Connors going, he's scrambling around, and then he disengages from Marvin Harrison Jr. And who got in? Why the hell is he wide open? And that was just really bad on their part. And I'm just really hoping that we basically repair and just get ready to play against the Niners. And I like how McVay took a shot at Shula because that was just unacceptable on his part. How'd you go from being really good against the Lions to whatever you produce right now? Like seriously. Like again, you're playing a pocket against a scrambling, but I know he's a rookie coach and everything at the same time. He cannot allow to be embarrassed like that. How bad do you think Jerry Rice feels like he couldn't get there? Braden Fish will feel like crap because he couldn't do anything. Kobe as a captain, he should be doing more. And he didn't do anything. He just got a sack by look. Byron Young, got there, but didn't execute. Everyone right there didn't execute. The linebackers didn't execute. It's just terrible on those sides. And I know, like, as a defense, you want to see these guys ball out because you saw that fire they had week 1, how they were able to go against one of the best lines and can't get past the Cardinals. It's bad. So, make their wins, wrap up, whatever, and just right now with whoever we got. I know we're losing people, but hey, everyone has injuries. What's the difference between them and us? So we just gotta repair and hopefully get against the Niners and show them that they should fuck around with the Rams and we still got 15 more games to go. And I'm just ready to kick some ass next week if all things are good.
Yeah.
Please, Larry, just stay healthy and hopefully he's like the missing piece to our own line, so we can actually start running the ball, beating the shit out of these D line. So yeah, that's pretty much it, Jake.
No, I appreciate that, Rusty. I mean, they definitely have to get back Alec Jackson. I think that'll make the 49er game a little bit more, I guess, possible to do something there. So, I mean, the reality is this. I mean, they're going to be a better team next week than they were this week. The bar is incredibly low now. But, yeah, you definitely need to see better from that. But, Rusty, appreciate you giving your thoughts and look forward to talking with you next week.
Don't worry, Jake. I'll fix my potato microphone next time.
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right. Appreciate it.
All right. Later. Phoenix, how's it going?
Hello? Hello?
Phoenix, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
It's going, Jake. It's going. How are you doing?
I'm good. I mean, I'm as good as I can be. I'm talking with you guys. I'm annoyed, but, can't let sports ruin me.
Yeah.
So,
The feeling is mutual. This was an annoying loss just because of just the production, just like how everybody's saying, just how that Lions game was, like how we were just firing in all cylinders, and then it was just like blah. Like it's funny because we played Kyler Murray before, and it's like we know how twitchy he is, and it's like we just didn't have an answer for it. And like the commentators were like going to town, like saying, "Oh yeah, he's explosive and stuff like that," and it's like he dodged like 4 of our defenders and stuff like that, and we just didn't have an answer for him. And I agree with everybody. The Marvin Harrison first touchdown, that wasn't a touchdown. And I didn't understand like the refs not calling the interference with Tyler Johnson in the end zone, because that was plainly interference to me. I don't know if that was to you guys, but I saw that, and I don't know. It was just like a bad day for Rams football. But it's it's a long season. I'm like at the point, just get me to the dance, just get me to the playoffs.
Yeah.
We'll talk about like Super Bowl later, but just get me to the playoffs. Yeah, it sucks because it's a divisional rival. I think that's why it like really sucks because of that. But the injury bug is like no joke. Like I don't feel like it's like what was it, like how the Bills game was, like how everybody was just injured. I don't think it's like, hopefully it's not like that, but I'm just hoping that like after the bye, I hope like things start turning around, for the better, but a win against the Niners wouldn't be, bad as well. So I'm hoping for that. But just when I saw like Cup like limping, I was just like, oh man, here we go. It's just like, what else can happen? But I like, to me, you have to accept the losses more than the wins. You still gotta rep your team through the good times and the bad times. And yeah, this was definitely a bad time. So even though I'm like pissed off, I'm not gonna like abandon them or whatever. It's just let's just take this L, go back to the drawing board, get ready for the Niners, and hopefully come out with a win. And hopefully like Cup is not okay. Or I meant Cup is okay. Sorry.
Oh my
Freudian
God.
slip. No.
Good
Slip.
Lord.
My bad. No, and don't come after me, people. I meant to say that Cup is okay and nothing serious is happening to him or whatever, because I can't take any more players on IR, man. Like it's just But my thing is like, where was Tutu? Where was like like where was everybody else? Blake Corum, like kickoff, explosive, like what Mandalorian said, explosive play. Like where was he at? Like where's like the change ups and stuff like that? Where was all this? It was just like no energy whatsoever. So I think that's like, if we would have lost this game, okay, but to like lose in a blowout, it's like, come on, it just drills in the knife even more. So I'm just hoping that we can like fix it and get ready for the Niners next week, because they're just as pissed off as we probably are now. So like we gotta make it. We have to have an answer, pretty much.
No, I absolutely agree with you.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see what ends up happening next week. We will, but
Yeah.
I appreciate you, Phoenix, for calling in, giving that, and I'll see you next
Yes.
week.
Yeah. And like I said, everybody, I'm hoping that Cooper Cup is okay. That's it.
They
But thanks,
know.
Jay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Take care, man.
All right. We're cooked.
Hello.
SoCal, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, Jake?
All right. Well, I guess I know where. Oh man, I guess I know where you stand. Holy hell.
I'm on. You know what? I catch a lot of heat because I can say I'm a doomer, but sometimes I'm more of a realistic. But I invest a lot in the Rams. I buy tickets, I buy their jerseys, so that's why I always feel like I got a real reason to be getting mad. Like next week I'm going to the game against the home opener, and I'm already looking like, man, we better win, but we haven't beaten them really in a real season opener. But I gotta agree with a lot of the guys that were on here before me saying the Rams have to open up their playbook to like running 12, 21. I always wonder why they don't try to do that. Like if they want to run, why not implement double tight ends or jumbo formation? Like realistically, you're trying to block, these defensive tackles or, linebackers with a wide receiver that's 6'1", 200 pounds. And these guys are like, have 80 pounds on you, my only worry is like they'll bounce back, but since they're losing a lot of the early games to like NFC teams like the Lions and the Cards, it might put them low on the standings when they get to the end. And I don't know if that'll, really come bite them in that. Now, if they bounce back and beat the Niners next week, then I think we're still in the good because they can still split the game with Arizona. And I think they can still beat Seattle and sweep them. Seattle's not impressing me. They're beating like less than mediocre teams. So I really thought the O-line was going to be better this week since we got Havenstein back. But I don't know what happened. They need to look at themselves in the mirror and say this wasn't us. This ain't us. So I was just like, ooh. I thought I was watching the Panthers play for a second.
Yeah, it wasn't that far off now, was it? I guess
it really wasn't. And I sometimes I question McVay, like, why you still have Stafford out there when there's like 5 minutes left? Just throw Stetton Bennett in there, or, can't risk him getting hurt, Man, I have to say, I think Puka Nacua is the heart and soul of this team now. Like, he's probably more of a difference maker than maybe Cup at this point, because I saw the Rams using him in a lot of motions, and the Cardinals weren't really moving. They were just like staying pat right there, and I felt like maybe that's why they got the upper hand, and the Rams had a hard time reading the defense, because Buda Baker was all over us, killing us. So that's all I really got to say. Hopefully next week when I go in person, we get a win against the Niners. But if we can't stop the run, it's going to be a long day in the office.
No, that is true. But
and we have hopefully they can. I do agree. Akello should be starting over Tre'Davious White. He's way better in coverage. Has that long reach, the speed. And hopefully Rams could get a defensive tackle that could help us out in the running game, because Bobby Brown, I don't know, he just hasn't been living up to the hype either. That's about it.
Well, I appreciate you calling in, SoCal. I do agree. I mean, with kind of this whole idea that, they just really, they have a lot to kind of figure out. And I think, the first game was really the disappointing factor of this whole equation, because you see that first game, and if they didn't look great, they looked off for whatever reason, it's like, okay, I mean, it is like, you know what I mean? Like, if they didn't look good the week one, you would have been like, for this week, you would have been like, okay. But the fact that they looked as good as they did I think it just set. I mean, regardless, losing 41-10, even when they were the St. Louis Rams with AJ Feely at the helm at quarterback, it was still disappointing and demoralizing. But 41-10, when you know you have more talent than a team that should have that, that's really the frustrating thing. But again, SoCal, appreciate you stopping by, and we'll see you next week.
Let's hope we get a win next week. I'll try to stay positive for some of the guys in the Discord, but can't promise anything. Let's just hope we get a win because we need it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Appreciate you, man.
All right, guys.
All right. So we got that. LA Rams 901. How's it going?
What's up with it?
How you doing?
I'm alright.
So I'm going to ask you these two questions and just let you talk for the next 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm going to ask you your thoughts on the Rams in this game and your thoughts on the Rams for the year.
Man, this game right here was pretty rough. I just felt like it wasn't. I know we can't keep using the injuries as an excuse. Like, I mean, it just one. We was getting killed up front. I mean, Warren McClendon. I mean, I don't even know who this defensive guy who was constantly killing him on the edge. Like, I mean, it just was odd. But I know it's still early, and I ain't hanging up on it. You know, I still think they still got a fighting chance. Everybody get healthy. I think the early bye week is gonna help them a whole lot. So I mean, even though we had injuries, we ain't have no real bad injuries where players out for the season. We just got to get everybody healthy. We got to get on the same page, man. That's all it is. Today was just a tough one. I think didn't no Rams fans see that one coming. I definitely didn't see that one coming.
No.
But I mean, even though we got guys now, we got other guys that step up that needs to step up. You know what I'm saying? So for Davis White, we can't give up them type of big plays, man. You know? So I mean, I'm still on the train. I'm still ain't hopping off the train. You know, today was just a mine. Like as McVay said, real humbling.
Yeah, I heard him say that a lot during 2022.
Yeah. So man, it's today was just pretty rough, man, and hopefully that early bye week we can get some guys back healthy, get back. You know, it's still early, but man, today was definitely one of them days.
It definitely was. That
Definitely
is one way to put it.
Yeah, it was definitely one of them days, man. I know we got the Niners next week, so I'm still, I'm not giving up on them for next week. You know, I know they dealing with injuries also, so we just gotta find a way to gut it out, man. It's just simple as that. We gotta find a way to gut it out.
No, it's very well said. I mean, you have to find a way to gut it out. Exactly. You have a lot of injuries. Just gotta make it happen. Doesn't matter. You know, you constantly say, well, you know, we're not going to make excuses and whatnot. Well, yeah, just go out and win. And yeah, it's going to be tough.
Right.
It's going to be tough.
Right.
But, you know, hopefully there's a positive injury diagnosis with Cooper Kupp between now and tomorrow, night, I would say.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, that's always how I've felt is I don't want to get too high or too low in week 2.
So look, let me ask you this, man. What you think? What you think? What's the deal going on with Blake Corum, man?
You know, part of me just thinks the way everything went down the last 2 games, their game plan's
with the
been
offensive line.
Yeah, the offensive line's been pushed around more than maybe they expected. I mean, I think especially in this game, I don't think Sean McVay went into this game thinking Warren McClendon Jr. was going to look as bad as he did against Dennis Gardeck.
Right. Yeah, he looked bad, man.
So, yeah, it's just kind of – it definitely it's hard because like this game isn't predictable. This is one of those games why you have to bet responsibly, right? That's what I would say. This is one of the reminders. It's like bet responsibly. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is. And so, yeah, I mean, I thought the Rams, I was questioning my 27-13 prediction. I thought I should probably have them win by more. And we saw how that worked out.
We suck. I mean, I was on the same page as you because I seen your predictions, but I was on the same page as you. I was like, okay, tough loss in Detroit last week. Next week we got Arizona. That's a a momentum switch game. I feel like we get a couple of guys when they said Haverstein was coming back, so I'm like, okay, we got Big Rob coming back and Dawson gonna be able to play. So I'm thinking, okay, yeah, we should be able to get the offense going. So and it just went totally opposite today. It was totally. I'm talking about. I did not see this coming. Not this type of loss.
No.
Not bad like this. Like this was real eye opening right here. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I don't think it was really predictable, but hey, that's
the way they lost. So I'm like, man. So.
Yeah.
It was Verse had some he had some pretty good pressures and whatever. He couldn't seem he's seeing the difference between college and the NFL right now. As Kyler Murray, he was real slippery. I seen he had took them gloves off, tried to get a better grip to him or whatever. So it seemed like he was kind of slippery because he had him a few times. He actually Verse probably could have had about 3 sacks at least. I know.
Oh yeah.
So he gonna be a monster for us down the line. Verse, I like Verse. I think Fisk gonna eventually come along too. So and then like few of them guys like Verse, Fisk, and few of them other guys didn't play. They didn't play our preseason. So these first couple of games is like they preseason game too. So. They once they get to gelling, like I say, real football don't start till like in the middle of the season, around there week 6, week 7, week 8, so it's kind of, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of cool that we got a bye week a little early because we need it for sure.
Yeah.
So hopefully we get in, we get some guys back, get back healthy, man, get a couple more wins before the bye week, and get back out to the bye week, and man, hopefully we can start playing get a little momentum going, man. Start playing some football, man. Looking like the Rams towards the end of the season last year.
Yeah.
So,
no,
the main thing though, man, we got to try to get this. We gotta get this offensive line together, man. I think that's the top priority for me in my eyes. Let's get this offensive line together right now.
Yeah, they gotta gel for sure.
Yeah, they gotta gel. Yeah, so yeah, but man, yeah, it's like I say, man. Shit, I'm still on the train, man. I'm still hoping everything come along. When everybody get back healthy and whatever, man. And so hopefully we'll get the ball back rolling, man. Sooner or later, hopefully 49ers. Hopefully we can do what Arizona did to us to the 49ers next week. That'll be great.
Yeah, no, that would, if the Rams won 41-10 to the 49ers, I think a lot of people would forget this game even happened.
Exactly.
So
exactly, and I'd be so goddamn pumped. I ain't gonna lie.
I appreciate you calling in, man. It's been fun talking with you.
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. I be checking out your channels too, man. I love what you're doing. So keep doing what you're doing, my guy. I'm stay tuned in.
I appreciate that. It means a lot, and I look forward to hopefully talking to you next week.
All right, my guy.
All right, you be well.
All right.
All right. We got Rampage. How's it going?
Oh, it is going, Jake. How are you, bro?
I'm just gonna say the same thing. It's going. But what are
You
your
know what?
thoughts
I am
on
going
today
to,
and the rest of the year for the Rams?
Yeah, so first of all, I just want to thank you in advance for gonna put your face out there in the NFC roundtable, and Mike is gonna act like he just won the Super Bowl. Just saying. Um, so I appreciate you for that. I always watch you on NFC roundtable there, and always try to show out for you. Represent and have your back. And I
Appreciate
know
that.
Mike's gonna have his little victory lap. But other than that, man, like honestly, the only thing I could say when it comes to what I just saw is what Aaron Donald posted, and he doesn't post a lot on social, and he said, "Wow." I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
So that was my take on that game. But I can honestly say that I'm like, and this might not be a popular take, and this might be just me and my feelings, but I think we're gonna be okay. Like, I honestly feel like we have dominated this team for so long that they were due for a game like this and something like this. And you know what? It's okay. It's week 2. It's not like this matters for like our, playoff or I mean, it might obviously, but if we take care of business and if we get healthy, I honestly believe like there's really nobody that can stop us. Like maybe the Niners, but you know how they are during the playoffs. But I'm more optimistic than I have been. Yeah, it sucks that we lost this way, but at the same time, we're gonna like I don't know. Maybe I just have high hopes, but I think we're gonna be okay. We have the Niners coming up in LA. Obviously, you know how that goes with their fans showing up, but Matthew Stafford has made careers out of, Cooper Cup, Triple Crown winner, Offensive Player of the Year, Puka Nakua last year, obviously Megatron. He is going to find a way to feed the ball to our wide receivers. They just need to be open. And we just need to protect them better. And I feel like we are going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine. And I'm very optimistic. And our defense, a lot of people forget like they're rookies. A lot of it, like most of them are rookies, and it's gonna be okay. We just have to keep our heads up high. I know it's hard right now because we just lost, and we, to a team that we've dominated for so long. But I feel like and I don't know how all Rams fans are, but for me, and this is when Goff was playing for us, I knew if he was gonna have a good game or a bad game within the first few series of offense with us. Like if I saw, okay, Goff's throwing completions, we're going to be okay. If I saw he was struggling right off the bat, I'm like, oh crap, here we go. And that's kind of what I felt with our team today. When Blake Corum had that really good run to set up good field position, and then we come out there and we do what we do, I honestly felt at that time like, crap, we're going to be in for it. But obviously, it's going to be a grind, and we just need to survive until the bye. I honestly feel like at first when I saw that we had to buy so early, I was like, what the hell, that sucks. But it might be just the thing we need. And Rams fans, do not forget, during our Super Bowl run, we did not win a single game in the month of November. So we are getting rid of all the crap in the beginning, and we are going to be okay.
That.
Jake, I appreciate the hell out of you for doing this. It's basically our therapy session, but those are my thoughts. I honestly feel we are gonna beat the Niners and I'm just gonna flat out say it, convincing fashion. We are pissed off. Our team is pissed the hell off right now, and they need something to take it out on. And the Niners are perfect for that. And so I'm just calling it right now. We're gonna beat the crap out of the Niners. Ramley, do not worry. We're gonna be okay. We are going to be in the fucking Super Bowl against the Chiefs, calling it right now. I don't care. And those are my thoughts.
Well, damn. I appreciate it, Rampage. I like the take because going from that side of the coin, I think is, you're going with more, rational thinking as far as the season's not over. I understand it's very easy to get down on a team very early on in the year. I mean, if you're a Panthers fan, you know they're bad because last year they were bad. And to start the season the way they did those first 2 games, yeah, okay. They all know that their team sucks. With the Rams, though, that first game in front of the world, and you take a team that was in the NFC title game that is getting picked to win the Super Bowl by many and has supposedly the best offensive line in football, you take that team and you put together the game that you did last week, and then you bring this out. That's why people are so surprised, because it's just like, where did this even come from? Like, you know, so I understand, like, if the Rams had a really bad week 1 and the Lions won 31-10 like the Bills did in 2022, and then they had this game, okay, but I'll never give up on a team this early on in the year. I won't do it.
Yeah, and it kind of goes back to what you were saying in the beginning, like when people, or I don't know if like people are like giving up on our team, but it's just like, okay, if you're gonna give up on the team so quickly and so easily, like then do not be here when we're holding the Lombardi and winning it all. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just not rock with your team either way. Like, I'm never not gonna be a Rams fan just because we lose, you know, and that's part of being a fan. We're here for the good, and we're also here for the bad. I love this team either way. I love Sean McVay, Stafford, Cup. I love all of them. And, you know, it obviously it sucks. You want to, you know, feel good about, you know, winning, but at the same time, you know, you have to be there for your team when they lose, because it's like, then what's the point, you know?
Yeah.
And I think us as a community, like, we just got to come together and realize, like, you know what, we gotta understand a lot of rookies. You know, Chris Shula, the new defensive coordinator, I think he might have gotten in over his head on, not in over his head, but like maybe overthink things. And Jared Verse, I'm telling you guys right now, he's gonna be like a premier edge rusher. This guy is scary. And you know, and Braden Fisk, like, I don't know, I think he had a takeaway at the end there. This team is going to be awesome. We're working out the kinks right now, and you got to realize, like, they don't have a lot of reps together. They're learning as they work, right? Learn on the fly.
Yeah.
And they're you know, they are so hungry right now for a victory. They haven't known a victory in the NFL yet, and I promise you, they're going to take it out on the Niners. And it's going to be amazing. And I'm going to be back on here next week, and we are going to talk about the victory we just had, because it's going to be well needed, and the Rams fan base is going to go out of whack. And please, everybody, make sure you subscribe and like to Jake's channel, because he is the GOAT of Rams content.
Rampage, appreciate you, and thank you for that last thing that you said. That's very nice of you. We will definitely check back in next week. I'm hoping it's going along the lines of what you believe. I don't know if they win next week, but I will say I don't think it costs them the season if they do lose next week either.
Oh yeah, for sure. But like, if we win, it's gonna be amazing, and we're gonna be on cloud nine. Obviously, it's the Niners, as I like to call them, the whiners. But it's gonna be great. We're all going to be here for it, Jake, and we always have your back. I hope you know that, you know, coming from Oregon. We got a lot of fans here.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much.
Of course. Keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Will do. Thanks. Take care.
Have a good night, man. You too.
You too. All right, guys. So we are going to take a quick break here because I need to go and get something for my throat. I'm just getting, I don't know, like very dry throat. And since I have to keep talking, obviously, because I'm going to keep going until we have everyone that wanted to call in called in. So before I do that, I'm just going to take a quick break. I never do these during a stream ever, but I'm going to take a quick break here and... yeah, so, all right. I'm trying to get over. So in the meantime, while I go and take this break, if you want to go and check out my sponsor of the video, right there, of the live stream. It's Prize Picks. You can use my code JKBogan, and you can talk about, well, you can go and you can pick out 2 to 6 players. You use their projections. You pick more or less. We got a game tomorrow. It's Atlanta taking on Philadelphia. So go sign up. JK Bogan. You're going to get $50 on your first $5 lineup, regardless if you win or lose. I am going to go get a drink, and I will be right back. Do not go anywhere because I still have 5 people left in the waiting room for call-in. All right. I got my cranberry pomegranate juice. Should be good. That should get me through. I finished all my water. Did not refill it. My water jug isn't filled. I have to go and get it refilled. So, yeah, that's what happened. I also want to apologize because I just saw Dino Boy 909 sent $2 to me, and I never picked up on it. Bro, I'm trying to send number. I can send mine. So the call-in, Dino, if you're trying to get in, it's in the waiting room in Discord. It's not like a phone call. And in addition to that, Ray, I saw that you donated $5. Sorry, I get lost in the sauce and then I miss out on the viewer activity. But Ray, appreciate you. Always been mega supportive and it doesn't go unnoticed. Been a member for a long time. Thank you for the $5. Jake saw a stat that since 17 game schedule, started 21 games, started 0-2. Only 2 of those teams made the playoffs. Thoughts? So it's 2 for 21. I'm not that concerned. I'm not. I mean, the Rams, we were told that they weren't making the playoffs at what, 3-6? Was it 3-6 or 3-7? I think it was 3-7. No, it was 3-6 because they lost the 7th game to the Ravens. They won every game except the Ravens game. Yeah, I'm not really concerned. I gotta be honest with you, Ray. So, all right. Appreciate everyone who's still in here. I can't believe you guys are still in here, but I appreciate it. Let's finish out these call-ins, wrap up the show. Also, before I get to the call-ins, actually, I can get to the call-ins anyway, but in the comment section below, put a I don't know, just say hell yeah if you signed up for Prize Picks using my code JKBogan. I'm just curious who has. Hell no. Hell nah. Promoting his crap? What do you mean his crap? This is my channel. It literally says Jake Ellenbogen. So what crap? Sorry, I'm too drunk to do anything. Good Lord. Anyway. I always love that. Like who was the one the other day? I put a community post out there. It was a poll, right? And I asked you guys what your favorite music genre was. And for the most part, people answered. But I saw like comments of stay in your lane. And I just don't understand that. What is wrong? Oh, I stomped casuals? You donated? I didn't even see it. It's not even here. Oh, and Craig's I didn't. Wow. Okay. Yeah, see, this wasn't even registering earlier. Okay, now I can see this. Okay. So Sick became a member. Appreciate you. Elper's Cat with the 2. Thank you. Our Run D going into week 3 is atrocious. I agree with that. I Stomp Casuals for fun. Thank you for the 5. Even though we lost, I'm with this team until the wheels fall off. Agree with that. So I saw all of them, essentially. Oh, Matthew. Man, that was pretty bad. Got to hand it to the Cards. They came to play, like you said in a post. I was also thinking about that beatdown our Super Bowl year. Yes. Craig Bland, $5. Thank you so much. The league is on to McVay's crap. They didn't have any semblance of offensive continuity or production. This team has a need for speed. Well, they do have Tutu Atwell, so that's good. Yeah. All right. Well, it's good. I tracked him down. If I ever miss your super chat, it's just because I didn't see it. Obviously, I'm not skipping over super chats. Come on now. Yep. Absolutely. And Alcon. Because that's how it works. I get people all the time to tell me to stay in my lane because I'm the Rams guy. Like, I'm just asking my audience, like, hey, what's your favorite music? It lets me get to know you a little bit more. Now I know the majority of people that polled on the channel, and not everybody that subscribes to the channel was polled on it, but for the people that were, rap, rock, and metal. Those are your 3 favorite genres. That's what I gather from it. So, yeah. Anyway, let's finish this out. Fallen, how's it going?
Oh my goodness, I'm finally here. Can you hear me?
Yes. How are you doing?
Dude, it's awesome to talk to you, man.
Absolutely.
I'm doing pretty good.
Nice talking with you as well.
So I had a couple thoughts. Listening to all the people talking about the game, obviously, one of the major critiques of McVay is that he abandons the run, right? I don't necessarily believe that's true, though, because if you look at the Lions game, you had, Kyron Williams, he averaged 18 carries, 2 yards per carry. This week, I think he had 12 carries for like 2.1 yards average. How can you commit to the run if you're only getting 2 yards per carry? I guess is my main takeaway from that.
I agree with you on that for sure. Because if you see, I didn't have any issue with them abandoning the run at the end of the game. My issue, and it goes back when Ian was on here, I think if you're going to run the ball, run it in 12. There's a lot of just trying to run it in 11 personnel, and it just wasn't working,
right,
the way that they were hoping for.
And I think that caters to when you have wide receivers like Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua who can actually block very well. But without them, I mean, that personnel scheme is just not going to work for the run. I mean, we saw that today. We saw it last week. Honestly, it's like, I don't know what they do here, right? Because if you can't run because your offensive line is bad, you can't pass because your offensive line is bad. What do you do to adjust?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, you have to find different creative ways to get going. They didn't really even try. Did they do one end around today?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, see, that's something that has to be done, in my opinion. You have to keep the defense on their heels. That's the thing.
Yeah, and it's hard to do that when they don't fear the run at all. It makes it really hard to pass if the defense is not afraid that you can run the ball down their throat. And you have our defense on the other hand, where we're giving up 6-7 yards per carry on average to the Lions, and the I honestly, I'm just thankful that Christian McCaffrey's not going to be in next week, because that would be a nightmare. I mean, he'd probably break Adrian Peterson's record, on the ground against that defense. So, yeah, it's pretty scary to me, man. I mean, I know a lot of people are, I have faith in McVay and I have faith in Stafford, but it's just, it's looking really ugly out there, man.
Yeah, I mean, today was just unacceptable, wholeheartedly. But, all they can really do is move on to next week, and hopefully they can beat the 49ers.
I think we just really need Puka back, man.
Well,
I mean, that guy is, if you watch him.
One of Kupp and Puka Nacua. If they don't have either,
for sure, yeah.
that's not going to be good.
I mean, can you imagine what it's going to look like without either of them on the field next week? I can't, personally.
Yeah.
I'll just play Madden instead, Like, it's so disappointing, man. And I know we've had starts like this where we've overcome the adversity and gotten to the playoffs anyway, but this time it feels a little different, man. I hate to be a doomsayer here, but it's just this loss today really hit me, man. It feels like, the entire team, when you're watching them, they look discouraged. They seem slow. The defense can't tackle at all. It's just really scary, man.
Yeah, it's not off to a great start. I mean, you have that 1 week, and then you have this week, and this game kind of almost, makes you start to feel like last week was a fluke. Or, you start to put the pieces together and be like, oh, well, maybe the Lions aren't that good, or, so
they did lose today. So,
yeah, I mean, it sends like a signal. The way, like, when you hit your funny bone, you have that like signal, like your whole arm starts.
Yeah, the tingles
Yeah, I mean, that's what this game did to you, looking at, this year. I mean, it basically sends you spiraling back to week one, evaluating everything, reevaluating that, like the team that they played, how good are they, how good are the Rams, so it's really that is the most frustrating part.
Even the Lions game, like, we made a really nice comeback, but that first half was ugly, man. Like, they were down 17-3. It was looking really bad, and then McVay, he's famous for his halftime adjustments. So he always kind of had faith, and then they came out in the second half and they performed well and they managed to take the lead. But I guess I was kind of hoping for something like that with this game today, but we just never saw it. There were no adjustments. I know a lot of people were saying that we should have got Blake Corum more involved, which, maybe that's the case, but I don't think any running back would be able to run. Not even Barry Sanders would be able to run behind that line right now, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know why. I mean, Havenstein and no one played well, so it was weird because they have good players, but no one played well. Hopefully they're ready for next week.
Yeah, I think Stafford did well, right?
Yeah,
his numbers
but the
were
offensive
okay.
line, though.
Yeah, the offensive line has been abysmal this season, and I don't think it's going to get much better. But
yeah.
But one quick question before I go, because I wanted to ask you like a hypothetical.
Yeah.
So the 2021 Rams, right, versus the greatest show on turf, the '99 Rams. Who do you think wins?
Greatest show on turf.
You think so?
Yeah,
I agree with you.
Definitely.
They had so many Hall of Famers.
Yeah, and as much as I love Stafford, the Super Bowl team was not fully healthy. So, if you're talking about the fully healthy Super Bowl team, then maybe you could start getting into, okay, it's closer of a game, but I don't think it would be close, without Woods and, assuming, do you have OBJ? Do you not have OBJ? Yeah, I don't know. I think a fully healthy Super Bowl team would be competitive, but I still don't think that's enough to knock off the greatest show on turf because their defense was underrated. They were very opportunistic.
It was,
and they, they really were able to force, some extra possessions for a dominant offense. So that was...
Yeah, but their defense won them the Super Bowl too with that final play, so...
Yeah, exactly. So defense won the Super Bowl. Pretty much during that greatest show on turf run, the defense was underrated in general. But, that's what happens when you have that good of an offense. And I think defense is only more appreciated now because there are more analytics out there to show, oh, this guy's doing a good job. So, I feel like obviously
you have all kinds of stats that you didn't have access to back then, like hurries and pressures and things like that. So
exactly. So... yeah, that's what I would say.
All right. Well, I appreciate you having me on. And the one thing I will say about this season so far is it seems like the Aaron Donald factor is for real, man. Like that defense just looks totally different without him.
They weren't really getting that much pressure on quarterbacks last year, though. Like early on in the season, remember it took them a while, and then right around when right around when Byron Young started kind of hitting a wall. Because he wasn't getting as many pressures. That's when Aaron Donald and Kobe, right at the same time, Kobe Turner really started turning it on. So,
oh yeah,
yeah. But at the beginning of the year, they weren't really getting a ton of pressure. They had one. I think the first game against Seattle, Byron Young got pressure on. He was against Charles Cross, and then Cross got hurt. But yeah.
So, I just missed. I'm gonna be rocking my Aaron Donald jersey while I sleep tonight. That's all I know.
Who knows? Maybe he'll come back.
Not to this team, I don't think, unless they turn it around. But he likes winning way too much.
Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate you calling in, and I'll talk to you next week.
Much love. Hopefully after a win. See you later.
All right. Take care. All right, 419-206. How you doing? You're muted, by the way.
You're muted. Jake.
How's it going?
Jake. How's it going? Oh yeah, brother? It's going. I'm gonna say. Oh yeah, how's it, brother? I'm blessed because it's Sunday. Oh yeah, how's it, brother? I'm blessed because it's Sunday. But at the same time, my Sunday got unblessed.
I hear you.
Sunday got unblessed.
Hey, would you mind muting your computer or wherever you're watching the show?
I got you, brother. So can you hear me perfectly?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can also hear the it's like playing twice over. So yeah.
I've been a Ram fan my whole life, brother. I'm gonna start with that, and I'm gonna start by saying I appreciate you for the work that you do, brother. Keep it up.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, brother. But I'm gonna say Brandon Frisk, he looked like a scrub today. I'm gonna start off with that. What you think?
I
He
thought,
looked slow. He looked out of gas. He couldn't keep up. He couldn't.
yeah, I didn't think he played that bad. I
He
mean,
played horrible.
I thought everyone as a whole had their kind of a down game. So I didn't look at that as like, I wouldn't really just throw Braden Fisk under the bus, me personally, just because.
Gotcha.
Like I didn't think he was that bad where it warranted like calling him out specifically. You know what I mean?
No, but what I'm saying, I expected more though. That's what I'm saying.
Oh no, I get
I
that.
expected more because it was a lot of hype on Brandon. It was a lot of hype on Verse and Brandon Frisk. It was a lot of hype on both of them. Both of them played trash today. If we're gonna keep it real, Jared Verse need to learn how to tackle again. It's not college. You need to wrap up. You could have had 3 sacks today.
Yeah, that was tough. He definitely should have had
could have
that.
had He could have had 3 sacks, boss, because at the same time, it's not college no more. This is the league. This is the league. This is NFL. Y'all get paid millions of dollars to tackle people. We talking about millions of dollars. You're a millionaire to tackle somebody. And if you cannot tackle somebody, why you deserve the millions?
Yeah, it's tough because I would say even some of the best pass rushers have a hard time bringing down the quarterback.
But as a Rams fans, though, honestly, though, we missing Aaron Donald, bro. Aaron Donald retired on us. We could see it. None of this won't be happening on us. Aaron Donald was shoestring tackle Kyle Murray. We tried to shoestring tackle him today, and it did not work.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think I think the result might have been the same even if Donald was there. Like, I don't think he would have changed that much because I just think that the Rams' defensive game plan was terrible.
I disagree because you know why? Because Donald brings presence. He brings that aura. He brings that we got to play good today. If we don't play good today, I'm talking about defense. Imagine the defensive players. Imagine the rookies. Imagine Jared Verse and Brandon Frisk playing with Aaron Donald, a veteran. Imagine that. He not there. So imagine them thinking, imagine if Aaron Donald was there and they was not making plays like they should. They thinking, oh, we should because Aaron Donald is here. We gotta.
I mean, I get
show
what you're
him.
saying.
We gotta show him. We gotta show him that we soldiers, just like him. We gotta show him that we a soldier, just like him. We cannot. You feel me? Aaron Donald was not there to give him that leadership on the defense. Even if Aaron Donald don't speak, just him being Aaron Donald on the line will give him the motivation to be good. Aaron Donald was not there though. Aaron Donald, all he has to do is be present. He don't gotta say nothing. All Aaron Donald has to do is be present, and then him being present gonna speak a million words, just like Ray Lewis on giving his speech before the game. That's how Aaron Donald present be.
Yeah,
Aaron
just by
Donald
being
is
there.
not like Ray. Hold up. Aaron Donald is not like Ray Lewis to do a speech before the game, but Aaron Donald presence before the game is as much as impact as Ray Lewis doing a speech before the game. If you get what I'm saying, Aaron
No,
Donald
I get
presence
that.
that you know you got Aaron Donald. Go ahead, boss.
No, I get that. I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, on me, boss. I appreciate you too for letting me know, but man, it's a hard because I've been a Rams fan since 1990, boss.
Yeah.
You feel me? I've been a Rams fan since they was Jeff Fisher era, since every era that you could think of, boss. Since I was born, since 1990, boss. You feel me?
I do. I love it.
So I'm saying, so today we found Aaron Donald's presence gone on defense. Then rookies do not have a defensive veteran to look after or to teach them. They missing that Aaron Donald. They missing that, and we seen that today. The absence of Aaron Donald, boss, is gone, and it hit us hard today. If you're a Rams fan today, Aaron Donald's absence hit you hard today. Straight up. If you're a real Rams fan, Aaron Donald's absence hit you hard today, because at the end of the day, you know the Cardinals shouldn't be doing us like that. We know that. The Cardinals ain't like that. We know the Rams is like that, but we know the Cardinals ain't like that. That was straight up just blasphemy, like Stephen A. Smith say. It was blasphemy today.
No,
you feel me, Jake?
I get you, man. I get you. I do have to let some other people come up here, but I appreciate you hopping on, and let's talk next week.
Got you, bro. I appreciate you. Keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Will do, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.
All right. Tyler, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Jake. How are you?
Good. I just saw you gifted 5 memberships, so really appreciate you. And I also wanted to give a shout out to Holden, my buddy. He just donated $5. Shout out to you, brother. It's hard to go live after a loss that bad. See, Holden, you definitely know. Yeah, it is not easy to go live after a loss 41-10. But hey, it is my job. I'm committed to it. I love it. But how you doing, Tyler?
Wow. Yeah, I feel like in multiple group chats, I was getting roasted all game. I felt like
what
St.
group
Louis
chat
Rams
were
days.
you in?
With other friends of mine.
Oh, okay.
All different other fans and stuff. But man, like at a certain point, I'm like, man, this just like this turned Sunday into an endless pit of like complete despair. Like nothing was working. Nothing went our way. Even the fumble went for a touchdown.
Oh,
what? Like we forced a fumble for -6 points.
Oh, the fumble. I'm so over the fumbles, man. I'm also a Kansas Jayhawk fan, and I don't know if you saw that video going around.
No.
The ball literally bounced off of like 8 people, and yeah, the other team got it back.
Oh, fantastic.
And I'm just like, you know what? I'm not watching football ever again.
But it was so bad with everything going wrong. Like I kind of want to complain about something, but there's nothing I can really complain about other than this just was a train wreck of a game, and this is one of those games you just got to forget about.
Yeah.
It was rough.
It was rough. It absolutely was rough. And yeah, it's just, good Lord, man. I'm frustrated.
Yeah. Yeah. And I got to commend you for this one because, yeah, going live, I mean, you've experienced it already a couple years ago, and it was just killer after killer after killer. This kind of gave a little bit of flashbacks to it.
Yeah.
Even though it's completely different, it just did all those feelings come back in just like, oh, great.
Yeah, it's just games like this are just absolutely, they're killer. They're absolutely, because they suck your soul away. I mean, Tyler,
Yeah.
if I sound tired or look tired, it's because of the game. I was full of energy before the game.
Oh, after the game, I just went and took a nap.
Yeah.
I just had to I was like, I gotta refresh after that. But it was there's some good news to it though. At least we get Alaric Jackson back next week.
Yeah, that's, oh my God, that'll be huge.
McClendon was getting eaten alive all game. And as far as I could tell, he was really the only one who was letting up a ton of pressures.
Yeah,
and
it
that's
felt
just
that
they
way.
target him. Yeah, they targeted him so much. It was just insane, and just I mean, you got to give credit to Kyron. He was blocking like crazy, but there's only so much you can do as a halfback.
Yeah, it's something like this. I mean, you're not gonna be able to run the football. It's gonna make it really tough, and because you have to move on. And I mean, we saw that when the Rams were, going for it. It's like Arizona knew exactly what they were gonna do. So that's just the toughest thing. Is like when you get down in a lead, like there are some leads that people say no lead is safe. I mean, that lead was pretty safe. That lead was safe.
It just like it felt after the second quarter, once the first half ended, it felt like it was completely out of reach.
Oh yeah.
And I don't ever want to see Arizona specifically putting in their backups with almost the entire fourth quarter left.
No. Seeing Clayton Tune in there, you're like, oh, good Lord. Clayton Tune should be in there when we're up 41-7 or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, what the hell?
And that was something.
Yeah.
But I mean, shoot, the last time, I will say this. I mean, if you want to feel better about it, the last time the Cardinals blew us out like this early in the season, we went and won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I mean, it's true.
So there is that.
It's that could be considered coping, as the
young
100% people say, but
exactly what it is.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's true though, and I mean it was different variables and everything, but still true. So, who knows?
But yeah,
I don't think the Rams have that tough of a schedule, but lately all these defenses and everything. I mean, you got the 49ers, the Packers, and the not in the same order. The 49ers, the Bears, and the Packers is what I mean. Before the bye, they had the Raiders coming out of it. Not necessarily going to be a cakewalk.
No,
so
not at all.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see on that front. Any final thoughts? Because I just got to get to the three other people, of course.
Yeah, I think I said my piece. I got my timer already went off. I'll let you get going off to everyone else.
I appreciate you, my guy.
Yeah, of course. Hey, try to stay up with all this, and we'll see what happens next week.
Yeah, almost at 1,000 subscribers on Kick. I don't know or followers on Kick. I don't know if you saw that, but
nice.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, we did.
Discord went over 1,000 finally.
Yeah, we went to, what was it? It was Wednesday. We did all 22. So.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, we shall see. I'll definitely. I mean, I'm streaming over there now as well. I always do simulcast streams, but the exclusive Kick stuff, we're gonna be bringing that back for sure.
Exactly. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
So all right, I'll head out of here. Talk
All
to you
right.
later, and then we'll see what happens.
Sounds good. Appreciate you,
All
Tyler.
right, see you.
Okay. We got three more. Moon Pie, how you doing?
Good. How you doing, Jake?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm just going to give you the floor. What were your thoughts on essentially today's game and moving forward with the Rams?
This feels about as heartbreaking as the Bills kicking the crap out of us opening night 2022. There wasn't a lot there to really be like, oh, there's something to build on for next week. It was all just a complete. It was awful, for lack of a better word. There's nothing where I can be like, at least we did something right for next week.
Yeah.
And Coop going down just feels like shades of 2022 all over again.
Yeah, I mean, I thought, maybe it was a little different based on the way they played in the first week, but maybe they had the 2022 hit them in week 2. I guess this was the game. This was the week 1. And they had it week 2.
Yeah. There wasn't really a lot to take away on offense. Matt had no time. The running game wasn't really working. And by the time it really did get working, it was over anyway.
Yeah.
Just a tough weekend for football for me, too, because I'm a South Carolina fan, and I feel like we got robbed yesterday. Although, I might just be coping with that one. The defense for the Rams, though, did not play well, and Tre'Davious White has not looked good. I know he's older, and I know he's had a lot of injuries, but he doesn't look remotely like the cornerback that I remember from Buffalo.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming with him. Torn ACL, torn Achilles, so I wasn't expecting him to ever get back to the All-Pro status, but was expecting him to be somewhat decent. And I'd say his first 2 games have been really concerning. That's why, that's not the reason, but now could be the reason why they went out and got Akello Witherspoon. So I think, I've said it all off season and people said I was crazy, but I'm like, Akello, I think, is not just better than Trey White. I think he's comfortably better than Trey White. So, and Trey White can't play the boundary. He's got to play on the inside. If you can't do that, then you just can't play. But yeah, that so to your point, he's been very disappointing.
I agree with you. And for a little bit during the offseason, I did think you were wrong. I was like, Trey White's had a lot of good years, but I think seeing what I've seen already, unless something happened, all of those are behind him, and I'd be much more comfortable seeing Akello out there over him.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So hopefully, he figures it out. If not, hopefully Akello is in. I think Akello is going to see the field anyway, but yeah.
I think he will. And I know better things are to come. Week 6 with the bye, we should be getting a lot of people off of IR. And I think the defense will get a little more solid when Darius Williams comes off of IR. I don't know if he's coming back in week 4 or 5, whenever he's eligible.
Yeah, Darius Williams would be eligible week 5.
Okay. I'm worried that all of this gets out of hand before we can really put the train back on the rails.
That's fair. Yeah, that's definitely fair. I get that, but yeah, I appreciate you calling in though.
Yeah, it's always good to talk. I appreciate the time you spend, especially after a loss, man. I could not do it.
Yeah, it takes a lot out of you. I'm not even gonna lie, but I appreciate it, and we'll talk next week.
All right, talk to you next week. You have a good one.
You too. Take care.
You as well.
Thanks. Mo Mitch, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, Jake?
Oh, same old. How you doing?
I'm good, brother. Just today was a tough one, man. I think like the last caller said, shades of 2022.
Not what you want to hear.
Yeah, not what you want to hear, but there's really nothing positive to come out of this with this one, man. Just it felt like that was the Cardinals today gave us the butt whooping we gave Seattle. Like that when Todd Gurley went off for 3 touchdowns, and it just felt like a new era for them. It felt like they found like a ram killer with Marvin Harrison. It felt like we needed to use a first-round pick on the cornerback immediately. And so many injuries, man. A team can only do so much when dealing with injuries like this. So I feel bad for Matthew. I know he's gutting it out. Feel bad for Cup. Hopefully the ankle injury is not as bad. And then McVay just said, hey, shut him down because it's not worth it. But the defense, man, I gotta look up the film again and see if Fisk. I mean, I see people picking on Fisk. I don't know. It looked like to me he was giving out a lot of effort.
I agree.
They just weren't plays. Like, I mean, it's him and Verse. Like
Yeah.
they were there. They just didn't finish, which is expected because they're young. Like, people saying like, oh, like this wouldn't happen when Aaron Donald. This will never happen when Aaron Donald. Well, people, Aaron Donald is done. Okay, his era is over. All right. So the Rams and the organization are going to have to find new players to play a defensive line. And throughout the 2 games, like, they're rookies. Like, give them time. Like, Byron Young still putting on. Kobe Turner got a sack today. Like, they have to grow together. This is the 3rd youngest team in the NFL. And they're dealing with the worst injury situation anybody across the NFL. I know quarterbacks have gotten hurt and whatnot, but as a totality of all the injuries, I don't know how many people we have on IR. I heard 7, but I don't know.
I mean,
I don't
yeah,
even know if that's true.
It's around that for sure. It's, I think, 7.
I mean, that's crazy. We might run out of IR spots.
Yeah.
I've never seen that happen in a football season, or like heard a team be told that before. I didn't even know that was a rule. And that's being talked about us. But all that being said, it's still only week 2, man. I mean, it's not 49ers can lose a game. Last time I checked, they lost today. So back at home, I know it's going to probably be a 49er home game, whatever, we're used to that. But hey, Alertbreath comes back for left tackle. Hopefully he can stay healthy, and that can at least help the passing game and let Matthew do what he can do there. We still got Kyron. We need to use him more. I mean, get both our tackles back. We got Dotson. Bo still playing good, and Jackson. I like that O-line right there. But the defense on the back end has to get it together. Yeah, like you said, you called it with Trey White. I'm glad we got Akello back. I think both of them together, like that can grow to be something decent, along with Kobe. But I mean, health is just an important thing right now. We just seen that got the injury bug. Hopefully, our injuries can get out the way. With me, like with the injuries, man, it's like once someone gets injured, even if Puka or Steve come back, I don't think they're going to be like 100% for the rest of the season. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that's what just sucks about injuries to me. Like they just linger. Whatever injury you had this season, it kind of lingers. But I'm right with this team, no matter if they lose, and call you every week, and if they lose every single game for the rest of the season, bro. That's just the type of friends we are. I know you are too. So I'm still going to LA for the Green Bay game with my boy. He's a Packers fan. He lives out there, so it don't even matter. Even if Matthew does end up getting banged up, which I hope not, probably won't. He's a tough son of a bitch. But hopefully, man, hopefully we can turn this around.
No, absolutely. I appreciate you calling in, and we'll talk next week.
Yeah, thanks, man. You have a good one.
You too. Take care. All right. Young Dagger, the last call in, and then we'll wrap up the show. Young Dagger, you're on mute. And you're on the show. Let's see. Ray, Jake needs to log off and go to sleep. Today was a long day. Yeah, and just wait. I still have to talk about the Yankees game. So I still have another show to do. Isn't that funny? Yeah. Yep. A long week. I have a show every single day. Sunday is normally my busiest day. I'm glad we didn't do a pregame. Something was telling me not to do a pregame today, and I don't know why, but I decided not to. Best decision I ever made. Pre-game show would have been so stupid. No Yankees live, correct? Because, yeah, they totally throttled the Yankees Unloaded channel when we went live. Like, our views went down, so we're not going to do it. We're actually going to... So I'll make an announcement real quick. I mean, to anybody that's interested, BC. If you are a follower of the Yankees Unloaded channel that I do with Gary Sheffield Jr., we're going to try and do live streams, but we're going to try and do them on Kick and Twitch. That was what the decision we decided to have. So they won't be on YouTube. On YouTube, we'll have regular shows, but yeah. Okay, so it's been a while, so I'm going to assume that Young Dagger is not there. Unfortunately. Probably going to get mad at me, but I mean... All right, that's going to do it. Batteries are low, have to go recharge. Can't, because I have to record the next piece of content I do. But, you know, appreciate everyone who hung in here. It was not an easy game to cover. Painful. Just totally painful. But that's why there's 15 other games. The Yankees, good God. The Rams, see? I need it. But the Rams, you know, they have to, they just have to make it happen. So 15 games to do it. We'll see what ends up happening. And that'll be that. So appreciate you guys. And yeah, it's been a doozy. Hopefully I see you guys tomorrow. Be sure to like, subscribe if you haven't already. And check out the Discord. The link is pinned in the chat. Discord's free, by the way. Basically a Rams 24/7 chat. And yeah, that's all I got. Tomorrow we record Downtown Rams. We'll have the next Downtown Rams episode. Tuesday, I'm on the NFC West Roundtable at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on the NFC West Roundtable YouTube channel. Yankees Unloaded is every single day, if you guys are ever interested in that. Off the Edge with Cameron Lynch. Him and I are doing NFL content. If you guys could do me a favor on your way out, if you could go and subscribe to said NFL content. Off the Edge is just an NFL-centric show, but we did cover this Rams game. We both looked like fools at the end of the day. But if you're interested, definitely go and subscribe. The link is right there in the chat. It's called Off the Edge, and it's with Cameron Lynch, who was my co-host for Believe in Rams at one point, and who's now with me doing Off the Edge. Also played linebacker for your beloved LA Rams and St. Louis Rams, because he was also a St. Louis Ram. So, yeah, that's what I got for you guys. Oh, also, Thursday, for you bettors out there, Degeneration Bets at 4 p.m. Eastern Time with Steffi Smalls and Jay Tuck. On Friday, Downtown Rams. And on next Sunday, of course, after the 49er game, we start off on Bleacher Report, do the live stream there. We come over here. We finish the live stream with call-ins. So be sure to tune in for that. We'll probably have a pregame for that. But, yeah, 2.5-hour stream. We're in the end game now. That's just the way it is. So appreciate you guys. And, man, I'm happy to say I'll see you guys soon. Take care, folks. Thank you guys over on Kick. Thank you guys over on YouTube. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Later, folks.